Hey, welcome back. My name is DECosmic, and this is going to be Gungrave Any Percent. With me, I am joined by pmcTRILOGY on commentary today.
Hello, hello.
And I think we'll probably just get into it, So I'll just give the countdown, and we'll just explain the game as we go. This game is pretty sick, so... also, welcome everybody that's just waking up as well, just like myself. All right, so 3, 2, 1, go. So Gungrave is a third-person shooter on the PS2 that's sort of designed like a beat-em-up. So imagine if your favorite beat-em-up also had guns in it. That's basically Gungrave. We're playing as a character named Beyond the Grave, who is seeking revenge on a organization that killed him. So he's effectively a zombie, but he's come back to take down all the members of the organization and his former best friend, Harry McDowell. This game is divided into a series of like rooms and hallways that you have to shoot dudes in and sort of like make your way to the end of each room. I didn't want to do a jump there. I wanted to do a dive. It's fine. We're going to keep going. All right, cool. And we have a shield bar as well as a health bar in the upper right-hand corner there. That's why it looks like I'm probably not taking any damage. It's just the shield being depleted. There's also some other stuff going on in the UI, but we'll get there in a second. Also, it has a really cool skull. And that skull is just peak 2000s.
The skull is very important.
Hey, man, it's like, even in the sequel 15 or 20-something years later, it's still there. It's great. So this is stair hopping as well. We'll get into that in a second. We're going to take out these three guys here. There is a bunch of rooms in this game where we'll go over sort of what the different clear conditions are in order to progress. But now we're going to fight this guy named Mickey, who is wearing a Superfly suit. So we're going to walk over to this area right here where Mickey is always going to end up, and then we're just going to fill him full of lead. And that's the first boss down.
Would you wear that suit?
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if I could rock that. I don't know if I could rock though. Is it like beige or something? It looked like beige with like leopard trim.
Kind of like a creamsicle sort of look. So I don't know about it.
Yeah, I'm more of like a basics guy, like okay. the blacks and the grays or something. But props to him for going out in style. All right, so moving into the second mission here, we're actually going to see one of the first strats of lag reduction, where I'm going to try and point the camera away from as many enemies on screen as possible. So there's going to be some enemies on the left side of the screen that I'm going to try and not have show up. There we go. All right. So then we're going to take these guys out, and then we're going to keep on walking. So this room right here in particular is a little weird. So we want to take out these first few enemies here that are chilling, and then we're going to head on over to this side here. And we just sort of want to make sure that we take out all the enemies that drop down. That one kind of made its way in there. So we're just going to take out her. All right. And then we're able to go. So we don't need to clear anybody inside that garage. We just needed to clear the enemies on the left side there in order to progress. Same sort of with this area right here. This is going to be... You're going to really see this game chug since we're not really taking out a lot of the enemies in this area. So when we hop up these stairs here, if they would let me go. There we go. Excellent. Love to see it. All right, so here we go. This is where the game really starts to chug. And then we're just going to go for a safety strat here, because it's when the game chugs like this, it's really a coin flip whether or not it decides to take your command to shoot. So I was holding down shoot there. And the game just said no. Which, by the way, for anybody that played this game, if you remember mashing square a lot, you don't need to do that, because there is a built-in turbo function to the game called Rapid, which is just in the options menu. And it's great. It also makes, learning this run really accessible, just because you can just hold down the button instead of having to mash.
Yeah, it's absolutely the way to play the game, for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So we're going to go past these guys, and then we're going to sort of take this alternate path through the level by just jumping on up here. Take out these guys right here. We're going to get hit by a missile that was completely intentional. Second one wasn't, though. And we're going to keep on moving through. So getting back into the lore here, Beyond the Grave was once known as Brandon Heat when he worked for this organization called Millennium. He and his buddy Harry, who was basically like a brother to him, They wanted to, you know, like get into the organization and rise the ranks and everything, but Harry had different ideas than Brandon. Brandon really just wanted to, you know, be respected and have a good job and everything, but Harry wanted it all. He wanted to take down the leader of the organization, Big Daddy, and he wanted to become Big Daddy himself. So Brandon doesn't want to betray Big Daddy, and so Harry kills him. Brandon is then brought back later as Beyond the Grave, and now he wields his own coffin on his back as a weapon. Which, man, that's awesome.
Yeah,
like,
you know,
if you're... Go ahead, yeah.
I was gonna say, that's how you know he's so sick, is because he's always coughing.
You know what? Fair enough. All right, so here we go. We got the demolition shots. We're going to use the bullet dance here. And we're going to walk into this room, and here's the second boss of the game. He's down now. All right, GG's. Go home, sir.
You love to see it.
I was going to say, in addition to the demolition shots, I'll explain them now. The demolition shots are basically these big super moves that you can use throughout the game. And not only do they do a ton of damage, but if you're playing on speakers, they have the added effect of probably blowing them out if you're playing at too high of a volume. There's different demolition shots you can unlock throughout the game. That was Bullet Dance, like I said. We're looking to unlock the Hellhound Roar and the Raging Inferno. So we're just going to unlock all of them. There's about 4 in this game. We're going to also hop up the steps here. And hopping up the steps, all you need to do for that is just hold down the run button and then mash jump as well. So it's pretty simple. A lot of stuff in this game, like this game's run, is pretty intuitive to do. It's not a super complex game, but it is really, really fun, and you are just kind of just go in the entire time. I don't think that there's really like a single point of like actual downtime in this run. Like you're just kind of always doing something. It's really, really cool. So now we're going to take out these guys right up here. These dudes just coming in from the rooftops, trying to get you. There's also the beat counter, which I forgot to mention. It's going to be super important for this mission because beat counter is what will fill the demolition gauge shot, or demolition shot gauge, which is in the upper left-hand corner around that awesome skull that we mentioned earlier. So currently we have 2 stocks of demolition shot. We're looking to, by the boss fight, have around 7. And we're going to do that with a specific room. We'll build all that stuff. We're going to take these guys down here. Come past this person right here. Oh, we're going to get dragged backward. That was unintentional. Uh-oh. No, it's not actually that bad. We'll be fine. So what we're going to do here is we're going to head into this corner here, wait for these guys to spawn in, and we're going to stick to this corner, but not really try to look out at the courtyard because otherwise the game would be slowed down a little bit. Now we're just going to kind of stare at this door until we go to the next area. All these guys just in these awesome suits just everywhere.
The little wings on their shoulders too, you know?
Yeah, true. And then for some reason, we're going to run from a tank just randomly across this bridge, I guess. And then this is going to be where the next room is going to be where we're going to build a lot of those demolition gauge shots. So basically every 20 beats that you hit, or I guess every 20 beats that you drop, I guess it would be in this case, they're going to build a little bit of demolition gauge. So we're looking to build around 200 or 250 at this point. And we got to kill as many dudes as possible as we can during this time. And in order to keep the combo going, I'm also making sure to, in between shooting these guys, we're going to try and hit some of the destructibles. Because those will, while enemies are spawning in, we're just going to keep hitting the destructibles. And then we'll move over to them, move back to the destructibles that are in the room. And then there's that guy. I had to take out the grand piano for the greater good there.
Wow.
It was all for the combo. Yep. It's unfortunate. Okay, there's more guys. I was afraid for a second that I was going to drop it. All right, there we go. So yeah, there's around 7. There we go. Good stuff. Excellent. And then there's that. And then we're going to hear a nice little Spanish strum of a guitar. And And then we're going to go into the boss. And this boss's name, this, by the way, is going to set off a chain of just incredible naming conventions in this game. If, Beyond the Grave wasn't enough of a signal for you. This guy's name is Bob Poundmax. And he is one of the first of the 4 organization leaders that we have to take down. And then we're going to move into his overkill form. He kind of went down like a chump, but now he's got, for some reason, 6 helicopter blades, floating him around. And we're just going to kind of watch out for his attacks here. Maybe not let him get too far or too close to us. He's going to spawn some enemies here. And this is also going to introduce, this fight right here is also going to introduce a technique called the Raging Demon technique. And it's where you can activate an execution, but then skip the cutscene of the execution. And then Grave just ends up right in front of them. And the reason it's called the Raging Demon technique, this was on the SDA page when I was learning the game, when I found it, is that, it's based off, it's named after Akuma from Street Fighter's Shungoku Satsu, where, he says the line or whatever, and then kind of appears next to the opponent posing. And so Grave, after you skip those cutscenes to execute the boss, will always just sort of appear next to them, kind of like Akuma does.
That's a powerful reference.
Yeah, absolutely, right?
Shout out to the SDA page.
Yes, sir. Oh, goodness. All right. So now that we're in this sort of subway area, we got to kill some very specific enemies to get some enemies to spawn back here. Good, they did spawn. Excellent. Sometimes they like to be cheeky and just not spawn. But they played nice this time. And then we're going to go right through here. So yeah, as I was saying, a lot of the, all the rooms in this game, either you have to clear all the enemies or specific ones. And that was a case where you had to clear just specific enemies. You notice we just sort of left a lot of them alone. Let's see if we can get through this door here without having to wait for it to open or close. Yeah, there we go. Nice. And then we're going to use Bullet Dance again right here to clear out all these guys. And this next hallway, we're just sort of going to move through. And this kind of is where I should mention that, because the little amount of damage that I'm taking, this is actually a product of me playing on the Japanese version of the game. In the English version, they deleted the easy mode. So we're playing on easy right now. And in Japanese, they have easy, normal, hard. But on normal, they have normal, hard, and kick-ass or something like that. And the only way that this game balances difficulty is enemy damage output. So if you're playing on the English version of the game, you're not going to be any slower. You just might have to heal one more time than anybody on the Japanese version would. But this is why, especially in the section that's coming up here, normally if you were playing on English, you'd probably have to take out one of the heavy gunners. But we're also going to do another bullet dance here just to kind of take these guys out here. Just things are exploding right now, man. Just so many things are exploding. Can't take it.
It really does not stop. It is constant.
Absolutely. So this guy right here, normally you'd probably have to take him out if you were playing on English. But since we're on Japanese, and if you don't get caught up on geometry, that helps as well to get through the room without taking a whole lot of damage. But when I was playing on English version, when I first started learning the game, I definitely had to heal pretty much always around this area because it's so stacked with enemies all the time. All right, and then we're going to move to the middle of this room, take these guys out, and then we'll take these dudes out here. Again, we can just kind of ignore specific groups of enemies, but then we have to take out specific groups of enemies. This guy is going to go down, and then we'll turn it right around here because these guys are going to spawn in. And then we're going to go. And we're going to do the box jump. We did the box jump. Excellent.
Yes.
Nice. This room right here has one of the only applications of a technique called Jazz Hands, which was found by a runner named Lin V. It's where you hold down the shoot button and then spam lock on. And it looks like Grave is doing Jazz Hands. And we do that just so that we can maintain a little bit of walking speed while shooting. So we're going to go ahead and take out the enemies in the room. We're going to switch to the Hellhound Roar demolition shot. And then on this moving train outside, there's these guys riding on a missile. So we're going to go ahead and take them out.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah. Riding the missile, Just Cause.
And then, wait, is that a thing in Just Cause?
Yes.
Excellent. I didn't know. Okay, that was a pun. Gosh, excellent. I love it. Thank you. All right, and then, since this is a PS2 game, we got to have a chopper fight. So let's see if I can skip the chopper fight, though. All right. Hellhound roars out. And chopper is down. There we go. There's so many PS2 games with chopper fights. All right, now we're going to fight the next boss of the Millennium Organization. His name is Balladbird Lee. And we don't have to fight him in his normal form. He's just going to be like this. He's just going to be this big monstrosity. Uh-oh. Okay, so yeah, he kind of cornered me here. So this is one of the instances of... I'm going to actually play this a little risky here. Where did he go? Where did he go? Okay, there we go. Excellent. All right. So he has like a little dash attack that he does. This boss, by the way, is incredibly mobile, and he loves to just kill a lot of my runs because you can't really keep sort of like a continuous beat going on him. You just really have to dodge out of the way of all of his super aggressive attacks. And then whenever he uses the machine gun, he lags the game. It's incredible. Oh, goodness. All right.
And yeah, those are huge knives coming out of his feet. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's true. All right, there we go. So we made it out of there. And we're moving on. So now we're going to go into the underground. This is one of my favorite levels. The movement here is just really fun to do. So we've expended all of the demolition shot gauge that we built up into that point, but we're pretty much good for the rest of the game. We're going to do this big long jump here. Love doing that. We're going to do some stair hops here. Okay. Whoop. That always happens. Don't worry about it. Not even close. All right. We're going to move through here. And then we're going to melee these guys that are in our way on the stairs. All right. So there should be... I think this is... Yeah. Okay. So there's a couple of pretty serious jumps coming up here. So I am going to probably have to concentrate for a little bit because they are going to skip a couple of key enemies, but there's a pretty good chance, or there's a pretty... I wouldn't say good chance, but there's a plausible chance that somebody's going to try and come at me with a missile launcher, and I don't want that to happen. All right, so here we go. Ooh, we got right over it. Nice. Excellent. Nice. Love to see it. All right, so here, what we're going to do is we're going to take out 2 of these guys. Not all 3, because killing all 3 of them will cause another wave to spawn. Nice, there we got the other one.
Excellent.
Okay.
And to be clear, you can fall down there.
Yeah, you absolutely can. Just fall down the entire way.
There is a great deal of risk there.
For like a, 5-10 second time save. All right, we're going to take this guy out right here. And then we're going to be moving into this this elevator section here where really what we're going to be doing is a lot of lag reduction strats, trying to just point the camera in certain ways and take out as many enemies as quickly as possible to keep the elevator moving fast. And we actually have time for a couple of donations because this section is a couple minutes long.
Awesome. Yes, we have a lot of great donations coming in. Thank you so much, everybody. We have a $20 donation from Cosmic Cow 99 saying, "Hey, other Cosmic, it's wonderful to see you on the main stage again. Best of luck on the run. Also, huge shout out to the tech crew making everything go off without a hitch." Yes, thank you so much to the tech crew. It's been it's been a couple hours. It's been amazing for them. So thank you so much to the tech crew for that. We also have a $25 donation from SafeC saying, "Gungrave at a GDQ? Next, you're going to tell me that there's the first ever GDQ Armored Core run after this." Is Swansea coming for my job? Because that's my job to talk about that. I do want to mention we do have some open incentives, and one of them is a bid war for Armored Core. I don't know if anybody here on the call or anybody here in the voice chat is familiar with this, but there's a camo choice. And I was told one was going to win, and it's getting slaughtered because right now Duck Hunter is way out in front. So if you want to donate towards that incentive to change the color to something like, I don't know, cross stripes, I don't know, make sure that you have that incentive selected when you put in your donation or any of the other incentives. We got a Yakuza Kiwami Super Boss Showcase that still needs to be met. The Portal bonus game still needs to be met. In fact, we have somebody that did donate for Portal. We have a $50 donation from Tixta saying, this was a dono. I'm leaving a note here, Portal Pog. Hope all the runs go swimmingly great.
Thank you, Bobby. All right, so now we just walk through this whole samurai sort of intro here to this enemy called Bear Walken. Not related at all to Christopher Walken, but definitely has a cool name. So he's going to start out in this form here where he has a rocket launcher or like a missile silo, a machine gun, a flamethrower, and he also has a dash attack. But all we're going to do here is sort of stay at a certain range and run in a circle around him and just sort of hope that he gives us, you know, he just kind of stays here, just stays put. Because I don't really want him to do the dash attacks, and I don't want him to get close to me, because if he gets close to me, he's going to just do the flamethrower here. I think he's just got the missile silo left. Yeah, there it is. You can hit, like, you can shoot off like all 4 of his arms, 4 or 6 of his arms. There we go. And now that he's gone into his overkill form, he now has the ability to. I just want to go over this character design right here real quick. He's like a very small body with 2 very big arms attached to a wheel, and he can just chuck, you know, like. Let me see if he does it. Yeah, there's the wave blast there, and he can also throw helicopters at you. Just what?
I mean, sometimes you just need a man in your organization with very big arms.
It's true. That's very true. I like how there's like a metal plating, so he's like permanently attached to the wheel as well. That was a really fast Bear Walken, actually. That's like one of the best fights he's ever given me.
Yeah, that was smooth, for sure.
Super smooth. So now, kind of what's going on in the story is that Dr. T, Brandon, or Graves' friend, is now dead. So he and Mika, the girl that's been sitting on the couch between each section, they got to go in. Well, he's got to go and confront the rest of the organization here. So this is Bungie. This was Brandon's right-hand man when he was alive. Bungie considers him a brother. And we're just going to try and... We don't want to let him out of our sight, because otherwise he's going to try and heal. But he went down pretty quickly. Mostly what we have to worry about is just that dash attack that he does, but he leaves himself so wide open to damage that he goes down in like, 10 seconds there flat. But now we're in the Millennium Tower, basically. And this is where we start really encountering these enemies that are called... Well, they're not called anything in this game, I don't think. But they're... products of a chemical called the seed, and they're called the Orgmen. And the seed is a product of experiments performed by Millennium, and in order to try and make like super soldiers and stuff. So we get the nice little like Killer 7 vibes here on this this last stage here. This, by the way, is the last stage of the game. This run flies by, just absolutely flies by. And we have to just make sure that we're taking out these different Orgmen and kind of standing near the platforms that will take us to the next floor as soon as possible there. All right. And there are like specific enemies we have to take out on every wave. And there's ways that will sort of reduce the risk of dealing with a lot of these waves as well. So there we go right here. I do want to say, by the way, the anime for this game is exceptional and really expands on like a lot of the storytelling that you get in the first game, which, by the way, this game does it does go in like reverse order of adaptations. It was actually a video game first, and then the anime came next after that, and then the manga was after that. So definitely like backwards in terms of what people expect. They're like, oh, isn't this based on the anime? And it's like, no, actually, it's the other way around. The anime is based on this.
Anime is pretty easy to get too. It's on Crunchyroll and everything, so it is definitely still out there and available.
It's pretty awesome too. Also, I do want to mention that a sequel to this series came out this year called Gungrave Gore, and it is awesome, and you should play it. And Team Iggy Mob did an excellent job with that game, so you should also play that in addition to playing the original Gungrave as well. I'm very glad that Gungrave is back. All right, we have time for a donation as well.
Absolutely. We have a $50 donation from Doc and Platt saying, great to see the homie Cosmic back at GDQ to rep the PS2 games bargain bin. Seriously, though, good luck, Cosmic, and much love from Mungus.
Heck yeah. Thank you, Doc and Platt. I just want to say, Doc and Platt, this game is like now $75. It upped in value over time. We're not bargain bin anymore. Well, not anymore, anyway. We're going to use Raging Inferno here to take this out. And we're going to go this way. Here. Yep, there we go. Nice. And let's see if this guy despawns. Yeah, he despawned. He just flies off the edge sometimes.
Sometimes he had an appointment to go to. Just gotta hit the bricks.
It's true. Now we're going to turn around. We don't want these guys to get into position because these guys have shotguns and lots of arms to block our shots with. I don't know how they're so awesome that they can just block gunshots with their arms, but, you know, I guess that's why I'm not that cool. Like, can't block gunshots with my arms, so I wouldn't know. And then we're going to take out these fly guys right here. Where's the other one? There it is. Excellent. All right. It's always deceptive to me just how many, like, enemies are on that. There we go. All right. Excellent. So we're going to take this guy out. And I've been moving in such a way, like, on a lot of these sections where I just sort of know where every enemy is going to spawn. And then once you know where to sort of target all the enemies, they just kind of go down without a fight because you can just minimize a lot of the activity that's going on from them. And that's really the cool thing about this game is it's really just designed like an arcade game where you can kind of bust it out in a couple of hours and get used to where all of the enemies are and everything, and you can get really, really good at it real quick. All right, so now we're going to fight Big Daddy because now Big Daddy has been resurrected by Harry for some reason. And he's now a zombie, and he looks like this now. And he's got fire that he can breathe. He's also going to try and hit us with his arms. I should have just done Raging Inferno through that. There we go. All right, let's see here. We're going to do Raging Inferno here to get the invol frames to go through the attack. And then we'll move out of the way of the fire here. Because now Harry has now... Brandon's confronting Harry now, or Grave is confronting Harry, and that's why we're here. That's why Harry has now summoned Big Daddy to try and fight Brandon. This guy just is relentless. Leave me alone.
Yeah, Big Daddy really does not mess around.
Nope. He didn't get that name for nothing. And I think this should be down for that one. All right, so final boss coming up here. It's for whatever reason, they just kind of gave up on the naming convention when it came to this boss. It's just called Alien Head. And so we're just going to be moving backwards in this tunnel here. Okay, that was like unfortunate, but it's cool. So we're just going to move backwards here while this is going on.
Yeah, there is something at the end of the tunnel, and we do not want to see it. So we're moving away from it.
No. All right, and we have time for a quick donation while we're doing this boss fight.
Absolutely. We have a $25 donation from DeMagico saying, good morning, everyone. Here's $25 to charity. Good luck on the run, and keep on keeping on.
Excellent. And we should be about wrapping this guy up in a second here. I promise this is the whole fight. This is it. We're just riding the wave right here. And then... All right, There we go. All right, I'm going to let this one play out because this is really cool. We don't get to see any of the cool executions in the rest of the game, so I like to let this one play out during marathons. We just do some donuts with our coffin machine gun, you know? Just another Tuesday. Well, Monday, I guess, in this case.
Yeah, there's a few dangerous things in the coffin.
And there's the alien head. And it is down for the count. So time will be coming up soon. Once the gunshot goes off, which we can decide on. That's the cool thing about this game is that, you know, Harry says, you know, is it over? And then he says something like, it's your turn, Brandon. And then he says, do it. And then you can sit here for a second, if you really so choose, like this, until you want to shoot. And then 3, 2, 1, time. And that is Gungrave any percent on the PS2. GG. I just want to say real quick, thank you so much, GDQ, for having me on once again. It was an honor and a privilege to bring this game to the main stage. I really like this game a lot. I love this series. Thank you so much, PMC, for joining me. If you have anything you want to say real quick.
I mean, stick around. I'll have plenty to say in a few minutes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you got that. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I do want to thank all my homies in the Devil May Cry community as well, the homies in the currently small Gungrave community. We're going up. We're trying to get the games more popularity. We've got a Discord and everything. There wasn't a Discord until this year, but you know, more people are playing the games now, and it's a good time. And if you want to learn the game, like, you know, we're all there to help and stuff, and it's pretty dope. And thank you to I think that was really it. Yeah, thanks to Mungus as well. The Doc and Platt, the homies in there. I think that's really about it from me. If you want to watch me on Twitch, I'm at twitch.tv/DECosmic, and on YouTube, I'm DECosmic Runs. So, you know, that'll be it. Thanks for having me.
That was an amazing run. Thank you so much for that, DECosmic. Was it me, or did that look like he just had a big RTX 4090 on his back? I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much for that run. Stay tuned, though. We do have another run coming up next. But first, I do want to thank RobOb27 for their $50 donation. They didn't leave a comment, but every little bit matters for Prevent Cancer Foundation. Thank you so much for that. But don't go away. We will be right back with more awesome Games Done Quick 2023 online right after this quick break. Don't close that tab. You are watching Awesome Games Done Quick 2023 online. Once again, I'm Bobby Blackwolf. I have a confession to make. Right before we went to break, I made a joke about it being an RTX 4090 on the dude's back. I totally stole that from Twitch chat, which means that you should be in Twitch chat so you can see these great jokes before I say them. Because if you don't, then I'm going to steal them, and I'm not going to admit that I stole them from chat. We have a $75 donation from Hair Zaku. Thank you so much. It had no comment, but thank you so much for that. pmcTRILOGY just ran out of the commentary for Gungrave, and he's going to be doing Armored Core Project Phantasma next. But first, he's going to go and sit and talk with SpikeVegeta about his runs. So we got an interview coming up. SpikeVegeta, what you got?
And welcome back, everyone, to Awesome Games Done Quick 2023 online. I am SpikeVegeta, and I am honored to be joined by another amazing speedrunner here for the event. We've got pmcTRILOGY. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. Happy to have you here on this bright and early Monday morning here going into day 2 of AGDQ 2023. And you're going to be running, among many other games that you have in your catalog of speedruns, you're going to be showing off Armored Core Project Phantasma. Excited to show it off?
I'm so excited, extremely excited.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
So let's talk about it a little bit. Like watching through the run, I love these kind of run and gun games from this era. And I want to talk about it. You're not exactly the most nimble of characters. You're not like a Mario or a Sonic or anything. You're this massive mech. And I always wonder in a run like this for a runner, what is harder to optimize? The combat optimization that's all over the place, or just the movement, just moving this heckin' mech?
You know, they're definitely related. When a lot of people play Armored Core, especially old Armored Core for the first time, their first reaction is, I can't turn around fast. I can't turn around quickly enough. And that's intentional because like turning speed is a stat of the different Armored Core units that you can build. So a lot of time I will focus on just spending less time turning. And so what does that mean? That means positioning myself so I can turn as little when going from target to target to target.
Yeah. I was saying, it seems like there's so many aspects to it. And I like that kind of delves into speedrunning that sometimes it might look kind of clunky, the movement, but it's actually super satisfying to pull off. So that kind of rolls into my next question. What for you is the most satisfying aspect of executing this run?
So I think the really satisfying aspect is the rocket launcher. The rocket launcher is a weapon that does not lock on. When I'm shooting that, it goes entirely based on the direction I am facing. It is just complete dumbfire rockets. and so for me, I'm really looking to get long range hits with those weapons. Right. Because if I can do that, that saves me travel time. That makes everything go faster because everything is contingent on blowing up enemies.
100%. So let's talk about then if that sort of aspect is in the run. Let's now focus on the run today that you're about to pull off for us. What aspect of the run do you most want to nail? Is it some of those long-range rocket launcher shots, or just like a certain boss fight? What is it for you?
There's a sequence where you're inside an enclosed space and you're getting assaulted by waves of enemies coming from different ventilation shafts. And there is a sequence where I can turn around in midair and get off rocket launcher shots from across the room to an enemy inside a vent.
Oh my God.
And if I'm able to do that, I'm going to be popping off. I'm going to be very happy about it.
I'm imagining using a rocket launcher for enemies in vents. The swag shot potential that is probably all over this run sounds so exciting. We were talking about this before the interview started, just in our little candid conversation, that we were going through, there's a ton of Armored Core games out there. This one is actually not your favorite, but you think it is the best speedrun here, Project Phantasma. What do you think sets it apart from the other Armored Core games?
What helps it is that it's very devoted to being a linear set of missions. It has good out of bounds clips. It has some glitches that are really cool. And then it also has just the normal combat that you're optimizing. Like I just talked about, the thing I'm excited about. It's got both of those elements. A lot of the runs can boil down to one or the other, which I think makes it less dynamic than this run, which I really think is the best showcase right now.
Super sick. Now, before I let you get out of here and get ready for your run, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about we've got a new Armored Core game on the horizon coming out. A lot of if you're a scrub like me with FromSoft games, I love Dark Souls. I've never messed with kind of one of their other super well-known series. For the scrubs like me out there who only know their Souls games, Elden Ring, all that sort of stuff, why should I be playing Armored Core, and why should I be excited about the new one on the horizon?
So I think you're going to find the same approach to narrative in the Armored Core games that you have in Souls games. I think that's very similar. I think a lot of the customization, customizing your character in an RPG, not dissimilar to building your AC. So I think both of those things are there. The Moonlight Sword is there. Patches is an Armored Core.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know this stuff. Okay.
The Moonlight Sword goes back to Kingsfield, but it is also an Armored Core. So you'll find a lot of stuff that you recognize, and I think a lot of the way they build the games is very similar. My
community has been trying to get me to play this Armored Core in particular for so many years. You told me Patches is in it. Somehow you get screwed over by him. Sounds great.
Patches isn't for answer. I don't want someone.
Okay. Don't misrepresent. Yeah, which one we're talking about. But the Moonlight Greatsword's in this game. The Moonlight Greatsword's in this game. Okay, that's all I need. You sold me. We're playing it, and we're looking forward to the new one on the horizon. Heck yeah. Well, PMC, thank you so much for joining me. Very much looking forward to your run coming up of Armored Core Project Phantasma. Coming up right after this, everyone, we're going to kick it back up to the front for more AGDQ 2023.
Thank you so much for that interview. pmcTRILOGY, he's going to be running that. You last heard him about 5 minutes ago, before the interview, but you last heard him. He was commentating on the last run. And he's been here. You saw him run Just Cause 3 at AGDQ 2021. But this is the first time Armored Core is going to be at GDQ. We've got Armored Core Project Phantasma, any percent. This is the second entry in the series, but it's a prequel to the first game. There is still an open incentive. It's going to close soon for this. I referenced it a little bit in the Gungrave run. The camo choice. What do you want the mech to look like? I was told there was one that was going to far and away win it, and it's in fourth place. Right now, Duck Hunter is lapping the field. You can choose Duck Hunter, Night Shift, Tiger Stripe, Cross Stripes. That's what I was told was going to win. Outer Bush and Woodland. So when you make your donation, be sure to select that as your incentive and make a choice, or any of the other incentives that we have open. We're about a third of the way through to the Yakuza Kiwami Super Boss Showcase. And about a third, third, something. I don't know. It's early for me. I can't really do math. But the Portal bonus game, we have almost $25,000 out of the $80,000 needed for that. So when you get your donations in, be sure to select one of those. And I want to let you know why we're here, and that's to benefit the Prevent Cancer Foundation. The Prevent Cancer Foundation, founded in 1985, is a U.S.-based nonprofit organization. Their mission is to save lives across all populations through cancer prevention and early detection by focusing their work through research, education, outreach, and advocacy. Their vision is to stop cancer before it starts. And you can find more information about PCF at preventcancer.org. We have a $50 donation from Mr. Moisty Toasty saying, I'm so excited for another AGDQ. I am too. We have a $100 donation from Rabbit Salvalkelk saying, you guys are awesome. Good luck to all the runners. How do you measure the speed of joy? In smiles per hour. I like that one. Thank you so much for that.